I would like to start by asking you if you could present yourself.
Like introduce myself?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Audrey. I'm 18 from Hong Kong, she, her pronouns.
Thank you, Audrey. I have a first question for you, and this question is, when was the first time you heard about UWC?
I think it was back when I was in my old high school in Hong Kong, and I know that people in older grades are going to LPC, which is the UWC in Hong Kong. And that's the first time I heard about it, and then I was like, okay, so there's this school that some people would go to if they don't want to stay in my school anymore, and then we had another workshop that somehow our school collaborated with LPC, and something about human rights. And so, yeah, that's the first time I heard about LPC, and then I explored the UWC as a concept. And then afterwards, I went to exchange in Spain, and before that, somebody from UWC came to talk to us about how they love students from my exchange program. And so that was like, okay, that was the first time I was like, okay, maybe after my exchange I could go to UWC.
Thanks, Audrey. And before coming to Pearson College, what were your extracurriculars, or like what were your passions before applying to UWC?
I would say there are a bunch. In my old school, I used to do debate and theater. Although debate doesn't take up as much time or my efforts as much as theater does, because for the longest time, I really loved doing theater. I was an actress, and then afterwards I did backstage. And then I also occasionally did some volunteering at an animal shelter.
Audrey, this might sound a little bit cheesy, but why did your national committee choose you? What do you think is special about you?
I don't know. I guess this might sound really cocky, but like I guess I sound well spoken. Like I think I'm pretty good at summarizing some of my talents, even and bluffing, even though that might not always be true. Like obviously there are white lies that I would tell. Sorry, but it's just that yeah, I think I kind of like package myself and present myself in a good way, which would make them believe, oh, this girl's like really holistic and well-rounded and has all these passions, and like she seems to really believe in what her goal is, and she seems to really work towards it, which is why I think they picked me. I guess they find me aligning with the global message / issue or whatever.
And Audrey, what would you say to young people who are looking forward to apply to UWC in this moment?
I guess just believe in yourself. Like a lot of people probably don't think, oh, I'm good enough to go to a UWC. But if you see the talent in yourself, to be honest, this place really just wants to accept people who know their worth, I think. And well, I don't know for like all the wide youth like in the population watching in the world right now, but like I guess specifically for Hong Kong youth would be like, I guess if you really, I know a lot of people in Hong Kong are looking for an out, and I guess UWC is a good way since you can sort of leave Hong Kong, and also, you know, there is a lot of experience that comes with leaving and actually being in such an environment that's different from home. And yeah, I guess Hong Kong youth specifically, just it's important to know what's beyond Hong Kong.
Audrey, what's your favorite thing about Hong Kong?
There are many things I love about Hong Kong. I think my favorite would be, I don't know, the culture. It's so broad in general, but the culture kind of like includes everything that I love about it, like the food and the people and just how we live. Because like after I went to different places, I realized, wow, the way we live is actually really different from other people. And the culture, meaning like being competitive and being efficient and being self-centered, and I guess all that are parts of what I love about Hong Kong.
Thanks, Audrey. And I would like to know, how was young Audrey like?
It depends on how young you're asking.
Maybe like 3 years ago, before UWC.
Oh, before UWC, I was probably, or before my exchange program, I was, I don't know, I was just living day by day, kind of. Like, I'm doing okay at school, I'm doing okay at everything, and I didn't even need to try too hard. I was just doing okay at everything, so I don't see the point of actually working towards what I want. And I don't think I knew what I wanted. It's just, yeah, just living life as it is when it comes, but I don't really think about what's after that, I think.
If you could say something to Audrey, young Audrey, maybe a 10-year-old Audrey, what would you say to her?
I would probably say that going overseas or living overseas isn't as glorious as I thought it was going to be. But it's all worth it. And it's still better than being home all the time and not knowing what's out there. But I think I would just like kind of like adjust my expectations a bit. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, living outside by myself is such a dream come true. I'm gonna do that as soon as I can. I guess like the more you lived outside, the more you realize that being home is actually quite sweet.
That's true. And maybe a little time to be selfish. What's something you like about yourself? What's your favorite thing about yourself?
I guess I'm adaptable. I think that's what I kind of like about myself. Because, I think I bounce back into situations pretty quickly. And I guess I find it hard to adapt to some situations. Like, many people find Pearson hard to adapt to. And it's completely valid. But I guess I'm also happy that I want to find the good things in all the bad moments. And so that keeps me going, and that keeps me flexible enough to adjust to a lot of situations.
And without getting so deep in this question, but what could you say about where your expectations about UWC, specifically Pearson, met now that you're almost finishing your 2 years at Pearson?
I think definitely getting to know more people and getting to know more cultures and talking about social issues in class in all different environments. I think that's one of the biggest expectations I had of Pearson before I came here, and I think this school pretty much met that. I got to know a lot of amazing people from different places, and I got to talk about, like, sometimes classes are just not school and we just talk about all the randomest things like feminism in history class, and I guess I really wanted that in school, and I think I got that. But obviously there are a lot of downsides to Pearson that I did not expect.
Thank you, Audrey. Do you have any last thoughts you'd like to share?
I'm really grateful for this interview.
Aww.
I think so, like, having an interview is like, oh my god, your story, actually people want to hear about it. And I guess that's very validating.
Thank you, Audrey.
Love you, Galy.
I